Hey guys, Johnny Mac here. Just want to make a video. In case you haven't noticed, we are um, under a pandemic worldwide and facing a lot of uncertainty. Um, and so things are not normal. We're not living in normal times. I guess I'm titling this the Great Ammo Shortage Run of 2020. Uh, I got a couple boxes here, but I happen to be out. Um, Geez, when did I pick this up? Maybe 2 weeks ago? Maybe, maybe less than that. Maybe about 10 days ago. I had a gun on order, a 20 gauge defensive shotgun. I have 12 as my primary 12 gauge, but I wanted to pick up a 20 gauge so anybody could shoot it. And in the back of my mind, I've been stocked for. I've been stocked since the Obama years, but in the back of my mind, I figured it wouldn't hurt to pick up an extra defensive shotgun. So, well, turns out everybody else had the same idea. Not only that, people were buying out every box of ammo available, of every caliber available. Funny thing, I was there. Actually, ordered the gun 2 weeks prior to that. So this was in the making for about 3 weeks. My plan to get this gun, I had to get it on order because they didn't carry the specific defensive shotgun in 20 gauge. So I had to order it. Well, it came in like after 6 days, and then it sat on the shelf. So they didn't see it. I called in. They didn't know where it was, and then they tracked it, and it was like, oh, it was in their store. So, anyway, the point being, I had to go back and forth to the store, and every time I went back there, from the time I ordered it to the time I went back to check on it. No. I went back to check on it, and I got a NICS check delay. I get delays all the time. I must have a similar name to somebody. So that was my second time, and then picking it up my third time in there. It was packed each time, and it got worse each progressive day I was in there. And I'm telling you, the first day I was in there were literally guys with shopping carts going down the aisles buying. This is at a big box. They were buying everything. There was no 12 gauge buck. There was no 12 gauge slugs. There was only target loads. They bought all the 9mm they could. There was no 5.56, no 223. But there were still a lot of guns on the wall, a lot of shotguns, and things like that. So I go back and after the order to take the background check, when they finally got it in, and I got a delay, so I had to leave and come back. But when I was in there for that trip, same thing. Even more people buying more stuff. I mean, it took me an hour and a half to get in there, including being on a delay, and then and more guns are going off the shelves. So, long story short, long story long, by the time I got in there the third time, picked up the gun, after I only got a 1 day delay, so that was fine. And I knew it would go through. But I was worried about the stores closing before then because of all the, right now they're closed. Everything's under lockdown. So I'm in there that day, and there are people literally buying every gun on the rack. Every defensive shotgun. At one point, I heard the guy saying he yelled out to the crowd because there were people waiting, in line, 10 deep. He said, there are no more defensive shotguns. So, people were literally buying anything that they could to have something. I saw first-time shooters, women, small women, trying to lift shotguns up over their head and, didn't know how to hold them, didn't know anything. It was crazy. And I've never seen so much ammo disappear. So I get out into the parking lot, and there's a news truck there waiting to interview people coming out. I didn't do it. I didn't want to give those guys anything but And I wasn't really even there for that reason. I had ordered this gun. I had no idea there was going to be this kind of panic. I should have. That's on me, but and I'm stocked. I mean, I didn't need to buy this stuff. I did need to buy some of this because this is 20. You know, I got a brand new 20 gauge. So, luckily, and this is the irony, everybody bought out the 12 buck, but there was plenty of 20 gauge. It's the opposite when times are good. So, I got a bunch of number 3 buck. Okay, and I got some shot shells. I use some bird defense in my pheasant loads and stuff in my hold on a second, this is falling over. In my gun, I'll load the first 2 with bird shot, like a 4 or a 5. Okay, so we got that there. I got some 3-inch too, bird shot, and got to have slugs, so I bought a bunch of. And they had no 12 gauge slugs. These are all true ball. Federal slugs, and so I got a bunch of those for 20 gauge. I don't have a 20 gauge, so I had to buy the ammo. So that's the only reason I was buying ammo. I didn't need it, but after seeing that, what was going on, hell yeah, I'm gonna pick up another box of 223. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that since I'm there. The Federal Black Box 1122 LR. Yeah, I didn't need it. I'm stocked to the gills with it, but I'm going to pick it up if I'm out and I see this going on. So anyway, it's crazy out there, guys. And my recommendation to you is, honestly, don't even bother right at this point. For one thing, our stores aren't even open, but when they do get open, it's going to be, people are going to be buying guns till next year. Newbies. And that's great. I welcome every one of them. More people in the gun community, the better. But people are going to be buying them. It's going to be... listen, you're not going to get 22 LR anymore, just like the last shortage. That box of 223 was the last one on the shelf. Okay? This one was nearly the last one on the shelf. And, yeah. And I left with that and my new 20 gauge. So that's the deal. That's the story. This ammo shortage is kind of crazy, I gotta tell you. And I think, you know, like right now, one of my local gun stores is doing home deliveries. Because gun stores are not essential stores to be open, right? Okay, but they're selling freaking liquor at liquor stores. So what I'm saying is they'll probably restock. There'll be probably a window there where when we open up again, things will be stocked. They're getting them in now, and then after that, they're gonna fly off the shelves. Ammunition, and guns, shotguns, handguns, ARs. Guys were buying duck guns. And they were on the phones when I was there, and I could overhear them. They're like, "No, sir, we have no more defensive shotguns." And then he's like, "Yes, we have, you know, goose guns and duck guns." You know, you're talking about $1,000 Benellis and stuff they had. People were buying that. Desperate times, I guess. But is it an overreaction? Yeah, it is. But I get it. You know, I didn't plan to get caught up in it. That's for sure, because I learned my lesson back in 2012, 2013. Is that when it was? Yeah. So, you know, the lesson is buy when times are good, and buy steady. That's my always thing. I don't buy in bulk generally, for a lot of reasons. One of them being I live in New York and I can't get online ammo, so that's the deal. And like I said, it's crazy. I never seen anything like that, you know. And then at the same time, a guy walks in with a freaking full face respirator on. He turns out to be the FedEx guy dropping stuff off. I guess I don't blame him. You know, uncertain times. So, you know, if you don't have anything now, I think it's kind of too late, you know, and wait until, get it as soon as you can. But there's probably going to be a window when this kind of breaks and stores are starting to open again. and it'll be packed. It'll be everybody be trying to run through that window to get guns and ammo. I guess that's the difference this time. During the last crisis, yeah, 22 disappeared, 223 disappeared. I guess ammo did disappear, didn't it, back then? This was both. This was freaking, especially shotguns. Guns and ammo were just flying off. And literally looking at bare walls where guns used to be hanging on the rack. So, here we are, 2020, and at another ammo shortage and another ammo rush. So when times get better, don't wait. Go out and get it. Johnny Mac out. Everybody stay safe.